Do you think that life is harder for deaf people? If so, why?
Yes, because they can't hear.
Okay. If you had a deaf child, would you want them to get cochlear implants? If so, why?
I would let that be up to them, but I would probably push for it if that would make their life easier.
Okay. Do you think that deaf children should attend mainstream schools or schools for the deaf?
I think whatever they are more comfortable with. If they want to go to a public school, that's perfectly fine. If they
Okay.
want to go to a deaf school.
And do you think that deaf people should be able to read lips? Why or why not?
No, not necessarily, because you can make the argument that everyone should learn sign language. So everyone doesn't have to learn sign language, and they shouldn't be expected to be able to read everyone's lips.
Do you think that life is harder for deaf people, and if so, why?
Yes, because there are always accommodations.
If you have a deaf child, would you want them to get cochlear implants?
I'm not exactly sure. I would try all possible solutions. That's definitely a key solution.
Do you think that deaf children should attend mainstream schools or schools for deaf individuals?
I think they should attend mainstream schools because eventually they'll have to learn life mainstream.
Do you think that deaf individuals are worse communicators than hearing people?
I don't think they're worse communicators. I think it's difficult to communicate with people because people don't accommodate to it. Like people don't understand that language.
And do you think that deaf people should be able to read lips?
I don't think they should be like mandated to.
Do you think that life is harder for deaf people? If so, why?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because they can hear others what others saying in life, like they can't communicate with normal people,
Yeah.
and also in study, they can hear what the teachers say. Maybe they're trying to learn some mouth languages, but still can't.
Okay, if you had a deaf child, would you want them to get cochlear implants? So it's like that would allow them to hear.
Allow them.
Yes, it's like a surgery that can be done to give them a hearing implant that would allow them to hear. If you had a deaf child, would you want them to go through that surgery and get cochlear implants?
Of course. Yeah. If I have the condition to do that, I will definitely ask.
Do you think deaf children should attend mainstream schools or schools specifically for deaf individuals? So mainstream schools being like regular high schools and universities and whatnot.
I think it depends. If the mansion school has enough equipment and study resources for deaf children, they could go. But
Right.
if not, I think they should go to special school for
Do you think deaf individuals are worse communicators than hearing individuals? If so, why?
work.
Worse communicators. Are deaf individuals worse communicators than hearing individuals?
Kind of, because some people learn mouth languages and they could understand others later. Some others don't, so it's difficult for them.
And then last question, do you think deaf people should be able to read lips? If so, why or why not?
Read lips.
Read lips, yeah.
Read lips.
Yes.
I think so. If they have, if they could learn, I think they can learn. But if they don't want to learn, that's another.
Do you think that life is harder for deaf people, and if so, why?
Yes, because like the whole world requires hearing sound.
Yes. Okay, if you had a deaf child, would you want them to get cochlear implants, and if so, why?
Yes, but I'd want them to get it when they were little so they could like adapt to using them when they're younger so they don't have to learn later on.
Okay. Do you think deaf children should attend mainstream schools or schools for the deaf?
I would say mainstream schools because they're going to have to like interact with the public for the rest of their life, so they need to know how.
Okay. Do
Do you think deaf individuals are worse communicators than hearing people, and if so, why?
Possibly. No, I don't. Okay. It might just be harder for them, but I don't think it necessarily makes them worse. It just takes more work and effort.
Do you think deaf people should be able to read lips? If so, why or why not?
I mean, I don't think they should have to, but I think that it's like usually easier, like they just kind of get used to it, especially if they're in a situation where they can't communicate with the people around them.